Hi, I am Tiffany from FCCA PREK Counts, and I am the Family and Community Engagement Coordinator. I am going to share with you some interviews with some local kindergarten teachers and a school nurse, answering the questions that our parents and guardians had about kindergarten transition back in a survey in December. Okay, so our first question, what do children need to know going into kindergarten? So the first interview is with a kindergarten teacher from Cochranton, and the second one is an interview with teachers from Maplewood.
The parents want to know what they can work on with their child to make sure that they're ready for kindergarten.
Definitely self-care skills like putting on their coats, putting on snow pants, boots, zipping up their coats, knowing how to turn a sleeve right side in when it's out, when it's the opposite, independently going to the bathroom. Most kids can go to the bathroom, but the whole process of going, flushing, washing their hands, and then tossing the paper towels away, using a tissue to blow their nose or wipe their nose instead of using their fingers, covering coughs and sneezes, putting on their shoes, things like that. Conversational skills are really important, knowing how to listen when someone else is talking and then talking back when they're done, but waiting until they're finished, not interrupting. Social skills like knowing fair ways to play, sharing, trading, taking turns, what to do if there's a problem, how to solve a problem versus just tattling on somebody else. And then reading to their child is one of the biggest things they can do. It develops some pre-reading skills like an awareness and appreciation of rhyme. Helps them differentiate between letters and numbers, knowing that letters form the words, numbers are for counting. And it also helps them begin to recognize their own name. They don't have to be able to write their name, but if they can at least recognize it and know, hey, that's my name, these are some of the letters in it, that will really help set them up for success at the beginning of the year.
Okay, and what skills are helpful for students to know before they come to kindergarten?
As far as self-help skills, there are a couple things that would help your student be ready for kindergarten. It is recommended that they know how to put on and take off their coat and shoes, wash their hands independently. It is recommended that they use the restroom independently and are potty trained, that they can go take off, pull up and pull down their pants on their own. As far as potty trained, we would like to see them potty trained. If it comes down to being a medical issue, that would be something that you could discuss with the school nurse at kindergarten registration or as it comes closer to school starting. They do eat lunch in the cafeteria with a lunch monitor. So when it comes to opening their own containers, it is recommended that they're able to do that as well. I think those are probably the main self-help skills that we would like to see them have when they enter kindergarten.
There are also some social emotional things that you could do to help your child get ready for kindergarten. That would be practice sharing with others.
Okay, our next question, will there be any big schedule or routine changes when transitioning to kindergarten? Our first interview is with Conneaut Valley teachers, and our second is with a Cambridge Springs teacher. They're going to talk about rest time. Most schools do not have a downtime. Conneaut Valley does, but it does vary per elementary school.
Will there be any big schedule or routine changes in the classroom? How do we best help our child prepare for any of those changes? And is there anything our families can do to better prepare our child for success in the next school year?
Probably one of the biggest transitional changes would be from pre-K to kindergarten is that hour nap time that they're used to having during the day. In kindergarten, we just have a 15 to 20-minute rest time, and most kids don't actually fall asleep during that time. Also, we transition from pre-K being more play-based, and we're incorporating now into kindergarten a little more pencil paper activities. but we do still try to incorporate some play-based activities as well.
Lots of hands-on learning goes on in kindergarten, so it's not all paper pencil, but there is a big transition. For sure.
Will there be any big schedule changes / routine changes in the classroom?
We do not nap in kindergarten, and there's not even really a quiet time. So starting even the first day of school, like our day is pretty full. They will have a special area class each day of the week that they'll go to for 40 minutes. And our days are pretty loaded academic wise. There's not a lot of, we try to fit in play and fun, but there are a lot of things that we're required to teach and fit in our day. And so it does look very different than what their day would have been when they were in pre-K.
How do we best prepare them for these changes?
Conversations with your child, I guess, and just reminding them that when they come to kindergarten, it is a big change and that they're going to be learning a lot of new things. It's fun, most of them, once they settle in within the first, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of school, they know our routine and they don't even ask then like, hey, when are we doing this? Or am I gonna take a nap? They will be very tired, so getting to bed early and setting a good routine at home, especially the first few weeks of school when it's hot and they haven't had a chance to nap. If over the summer they still are napping, you might want to start, maybe like trying to take back the time that you nap, or adjusting so that way when they do come the first few weeks of school, it's not a complete shock to them.
The next question is about the enrollment process. This is going to be different for every district. The first video is from Conneaut Valley and the second is from Cochranton. If you're in the Meadville, Crawford Central, Cochranton attendance area, you can go to any of the registration dates. But as far as the other school districts, you will need to go to the registration date that is at your child's elementary school. And also each one does things a little bit differently as far as busing. Final bus routes are usually posted the week before school starts.
What is the enrollment process and busing setup?
The first thing to be aware of for the enrollment process is registration that will happen in April. Information will come out about that. You and your child should come to the registration. You'll get to meet the teachers. We will get to see some of the things that your child can do already, get a little snippet of their personality, and get some more information about busing and things like that at registration. Busing is set up through the office and through Hubbard busing. So we, as kindergarten teachers, are not particularly involved with that. But another thing we do is in August, your child will get their classroom placements. And at that time, you and your child would come in and get to see the classroom. The teachers will go through a presentation and your child will get to take their very first bus ride.
That happens about 2 weeks before school starts.
Process. There are some forms you can fill out ahead of time that are on the district website. They can also be filled out in person on the day that they register. We have days here at our elementary school. We have days at other elementary schools. There's an evening time slot at one of the schools that parents can go to any of the schools, even if their child is coming here. Or they can go to central office, even Meadville themselves to fill out the paperwork.
So then the enrollment process, they'll need like their birth certificate and all that stuff?
Yes, birth certificate, proof of residency in the district, their immunizations, any medical history, like allergies especially, and any custody paperwork if applicable.
Okay.
Question 4 is one that we get asked most often, and that is, will my child be ready?
Can your child wait their turn and take turns? Because usually in a kindergarten classroom, there are 18 to 20 children with one adult. So it's important that they can share and take their turn. Can they follow one-step directions the first time asked, so the rest of the class doesn't have to wait and directions don't have to be repeated? Can they work and play cooperatively with other children? Can they express their needs and wants in an appropriate manner? Yeah. Are they able to show some self-control? And can they take responsibility for their actions? So if they make a mess, do they clean it up? If they exhibit a certain behavior, do they own their behavior? Things for self-control.
And as far as academics, we really would like the children to be able to recognize and write their first name. And of course, we do like if they know that it's a capital letter at the beginning and followed by all lowercase letters. We like them to have the ability to sit and listen to a story and not interrupt while
being able to maybe identify their name, find their name is a huge help. Anything that they know will also, of course, help them down the road, but they will learn all of those things, and those will be taught again in our first units throughout the year. If they can write their name, that's great. But if it's not, it's again also something that we will work on when they come to kindergarten in the fall. You could support them by reviewing anything that they learned in pre-K with their teachers there and taking any of the advice that they give you and feedback from what they've already learned throughout the year or 2 years that they've had them.
The next question applies to families who have children of similar ages or twins.
Will siblings be in the same class?
Typically, we decide that on a case-by-case basis, talking with the parent, obviously the teaching staff, and what we think would be the best for both of the children.
And here is an interview with the Conneaut Valley Elementary School nurse, just going over some of those health-specific questions.
Hello, I am Tammy Bossard. I'm the school nurse at Conneaut Valley Elementary School.
And I just have a couple questions for her from our kindergarten readiness list. Can my child wear a pull-up to kindergarten?
Typically, children do not come to kindergarten in pull-ups. If your child does not have a medical need for a pull-up, we just need to know, the school needs to know that they will be coming in a pull-up, and we need to have a plan of treatment in place to know what we are going to do about changing them, how often they might soil them, and when we need more supplies.
And does my child need any shots before kindergarten, and which ones?
So most of your children will already have their shots up to date up until the last ones they receive right before kindergarten, after their fifth birthday. The last ones that they'll get is a last DTP, a last polio, and most of them still need a MMR and a varicella. But like I said, those will probably be at your 5-year physical, so it's okay at registration to not have those completed.
All right, thank you.
Hello, I am Tammy Bossard. I'm the school nurse at Conneaut Valley Elementary.
Okay, and thank you for watching. If you can comment on this post or reach out to your child's teacher and let them know that you watched this, then we will send home a fun activity book for your family to enjoy. The other important thing to know is coming up will be conferences, and each district has a district-specific fact sheet that will have more information for you, and that will be given to you at the conference from your teacher, and that will answer some more questions that you might have. But as always, if you need help or need more clarification, you are more than welcome to reach out to us at administration or your child's teacher.